Today we are talking about making our Pinterest a reality, and I'm not talking about that foo-foo, rah-rah. No, okay, let me chill out. I'm talking practical tips. This will take you from point A to point B. This will take you from Pinterest board to this is my life. Holy shit, that's me. Like, not just wishing and wanting, but resonating with the things on your Pinterest board. Like, I got y'all. This is mostly about the content. So everything that I use, of course, will be linked down below. But, oh my God. I have not looked at this side of my face. Cut the cameras.
Deadass.
One thing I find imperative to living the life that you want is you need to actually know about it. Pinterest is very surface level, which is what we love about it. It's just pictures, it's a social media with no social, like we love it. When you start visualizing your ideal life, your ideal lifestyle, you need to get down to the brass tacks of things. You cannot want things that you don't practically know about. So, you see the top, you love the top, you save the top. You don't know how much the top costs. I have started a notepad on my phone, and basically it has all the things I'm like, oh, I want this for life. Like the wax pass at European Wax Center. I know how much that'll cost for a year. It's something like, I don't know, $1,800, something like that. But those are the things. I'm like, okay, build your ideal lifestyle and get down to the brass tacks of how much this stuff costs. And I think, and Pinterest does make it easy. A lot of the pens that aren't like styled, like the pens that are kind of like, I guess, shoppable or whatever, those, if you click on it, the price is right there. Like a lot of the things that I pen personally come from Moda Operani, and I don't know if I'm saying that right, but they are in the upwards of $1,000 plus for a top. So when I realized that my taste is $1,000 or more per piece, that changes how you look at how much money you need to make to have the things that you want. It's just the truth, and I love living in the reality of what I want my dream closet one day. How much does your dream closet cost? Because mine costs a lot. It costs, frankly, like if I was being really real, my dream closet probably consists of 500 to 800 pieces somewhere. Let's say they're all $1,000 each. Like that's $800,000. Like you'd really have to think about how much do things cost, how much does your ideal lifestyle really look like. Not knowing about things that you want is kind of pointless. Like vacation wise, when I see vacation pins, like I want to know exactly what are the geographic locations. Like give me the coordinates of this place. Like I don't need like Bali what, like really, like I want to know exactly what villa is this in Bali. Go to the website, find out how much it costs, like get that granular with the things that you want, because really I know it's like, okay, wow, $1,000 for a top, that's ridiculous, but sometimes I look at how much some things cost and I'm like, oh wow, it's way cheaper than I expected. Or like, oh, that flight isn't as expensive as I thought. Like my Hopper is like a travel app, if you're not familiar. My Hopper has trips to like Bangladesh and, you know, all these different places that seem kind of like, oh, they're a little out there, but really once you track flights and you're so used to seeing a certain number, it becomes a little more attainable and you can just frame your mind around it. So that's like the number one tip that I have about Pinterest is like really the things that you absolutely love. Like there's some stuff it's like cute, cool, whatever, but it's like, oh no, this is me. Like this is exactly where I want to be. This is exactly what I want to do. This is exactly what I want to wear. Find out exactly how much it costs. I haven't even started my makeup. That's how you know I'm so excited about this video. Like I haven't even tried. Next would be to keep a list of journal topics and affirmations. I come across so many quotes, so many journal topics, affirmations, all the things, mindsets, just things that I want to remember, and I can't always remember until it's like you're in conversation and you're like, oh yeah, I read this somewhere, this and that. Write it down. Like there are certain times throughout the day when I know I'm gonna be on Pinterest, so have a little journal on your nightstand and like write down those affirmations as you see them. Write down that quote as you see it, like that, because it does make it real and it does help your memory for one, as well as oh, I want to journal about this later, you don't have to go back to your phone and scroll through or hope that you penned it, because sometimes there's stuff you see and you just don't pen it. It's like, let me just write it down and I'll journal about it later tonight. I find having something, anything besides my phone to just jot things down, it happens a little faster. One way to really utilize your Pinterest is don't just go on your feed and like always search things. I find my best pins and the things I'm actually looking for, like when I'm referencing back to something, I've already pinned it. I've already seen it, already know I love it. Go through your boards, like be cutthroat with your boards. Like really search your boards before you search anything else, because it cuts down on time. Like I know, like I get lost in the sauce when it comes to Pinterest. Like I'll be looking for a denim skirt outfit and really I have tons saved, but for some reason I decide to go into the search bar and search everything else but my pens, which is ridiculous and it's a waste of time. So check all your pins for inspo before you search. You save them for a reason, and those usually are the cream of the crop depending on how much you save. Like I know what's in my Pinterest boards are way better than even the top 20 things that are gonna come up on Pinterest. It's just like the discernment, your taste, it's already there. You did it in your free time. You're not rushing, you're not looking for something, you're not trying to make an outfit. Like it's already there when you're probably at like your calmest. I also believe in deleting your boards, like delete boards, move them, delete pens. Like I've had my Pinterest since like pre-2014 even. Like when Pinterest first came out, I got a Pinterest. Like I've had a Pinterest for so long. At one point I remember deleting like chevron tops. Ugh. And like combat boots and things, and like, you know, just all the things that no longer resonate with me and my style anymore. Delete it all. Delete old boards. Create boards per year if that makes things easier for you. If you change your style a lot, if you change the things you like quite a bit, why not just change it? Delete it. Update the names of boards. I have to go through and change mine, to be honest. Like the names of my boards are so ridiculous and they are not like alphabetical anymore, so I have to change it because it just makes things so much harder. Also, move your favorite pens as your cover pens, because some of the like I won't go into certain folders because the pen cover looks so different from what's actually in the folder. You know what I mean? It's like you look at the cover and you're like, what is this? Like it just doesn't resonate with you, so you constantly skip over it when you look for it, because it's like, why would that pen be in here? More than anything, be cutthroat. Anything that is not so very you, like sings, you vibrate, you feel it right here in that nerve, I can't remember the name of it, but if you don't feel it, delete it. If you're iffy about it, delete it. I use Pinterest a lot personally for my own, like, to help me style outfits, to reverse engineer outfits, to help me shop smart and things like that. I'm gonna do a whole newsletter on pretty much how I use Pinterest to shop and break it down, but I mean, of course I'll share that information with y'all right now. But if you want to see this like written down in a way that's a little more organized, subscribe to my newsletter. I will leave a link down below. Also, if you just like to read. My strategy with Pinterest was like, I have one huge folder for everything that I love, like every single item that makes me happy, that speaks to me, every, you know, outfit that I've seen on a girl that I'm like, yes, bit of me, need it, love it, like you're killing it. That is all in one board. You know, I was getting dressed every day for work and I just wanted to create more fashion content. So I realized, I was like, okay, what can I do? So I started boards that are like weekly. I would literally plan my outfits weekly by these boards. I would date them November 12th through, God, I can't even add 7 days, 19th, there we go. And that would be the outfits for the week. The best way to do this is like, yeah, you absolutely need to have staples and things like that, but anytime I would get a new piece, and I can even see it when I go through my Pinterest boards. I can see, oh, this is when you got that denim mini skirt, because there will be 10, 20 different outfits of that genre, like in a row, because it's like, okay, I searched it and I picked, like, I cherry picked the absolute best outfits that I also have the pieces for. So like, I'm actually like thinking of a pin right now. Like, I'm like, can't wait to wear the outfit, honestly. But that is probably my best advice, especially when you get a new staple. Like I got these knee-high black boots, and like, baby, how many outfits had I already had saved, but also just needed to save so that I have constant things that I can pull for outfits. So I find that to be like my number one tool, is to set aside a board of the wearable outfits for the week, literally plan them out, have them there. I reference that whenever I'm looking for an outfit. I reference that before I go through my one Pinterest board that has like gowns, high fashion, alternative things that are just so many of my different vibes and seasons, because I don't always pin things seasonally. I find that to be so helpful when it comes to the process of actually creating outfits and doing things quickly, because it is important to, like, Pinterest. I don't know about y'all, I get lost in the sauce. Very quickly. I'm looking for something to fan myself, because I found out with this concealer, if you just like let it sit, it works wonders. So anyways, ignore me. Oh, this is so cute. Everything I have, I owe to God. I got this off of Pinterest. As well as I have a board just for poses. So there's sometimes where I have things that are pinned where I'm not a huge fan of the outfit, but the pose is fire. The pose is fire. It's just something different. The selfie's fire. Whatever it is, the detail pic is fire. Just if you're into creating content, you like taking pictures of yourself, you just like a beautiful aesthetics, or you get stuck posing, that is the first thing. Like I pull it out immediately before I ever take photos, or if I'm getting a mood board together, I'm like, okay, here's the poses, here's the outfits, like why not save it? And there's so many. I know it sounds weird, it's like how many different ways can you pose, but it's like depending on your outfit, like it's like sitting poses, skirt poses, long skirt poses, skirt with a slit. You know, there's just so many different ways, and when you start to look at Pinterest that way and separate it from like, oh, I like the outfit and oh, I like the pose, it just comes together so much easier for me. And like there's no reason to be above reverse engineering. Like that's the number one thing with Pinterest that's helped me just in life in general, is I reverse engineer everything. Here is where I want to be, break it down into all the ways you can get there tangibly. So, oh, I love her outfit and I love this pose and I love everything about it, and I know I can do it too because I have the similar pieces, and like I guess I have the arms to do it. I don't know, but you know what I mean? Like, or also, it's also great for locations too, as far as like for poses. Oh, this is a great location for when I'm at a hotel or on a street or when I'm at a restaurant, because you just need a lot of inspiration, I feel like, and then you can make it your own. I feel like that's really helped me just take pictures faster, frankly. Like it just does, because sometimes that can be really tedious. Like you don't, especially if your friends are taking your photos and things like that and you're out. Like personally, I don't like taking a long time to take my photos, just because like we're usually like out and I want to enjoy my friends or what we're doing and like talk shit. So I'm like, we gotta bang this out, like, you know what I mean? Like we gotta go, we really gotta like get it going. So but I also want to like my photos, because it's like that little high you get after you like your photo and you got the rest of the day to enjoy your girls. Like that's like, oh, I live for that feeling. So anything that gets me there faster, I'm gonna do. Beauty pens. So beauty pens to me, like, I'm gonna be real, like my Pinterest, part of me is like embarrassed, but the same way I know like that's just how I dress. Like I am a little like preppier. I don't even know how to describe my style, but I'm just gonna be very frank. Like there's a lot of like white people in my fashion pens, just because like that's just how I dress. But when it comes to beauty pens, I do think there should be a lot more discernment, especially with hair. Like there are some hairstyles, like especially when my hair's straight, I'm like, yeah, I can do this hairstyle. It is what it is. But there's certain, like, I would never pin like natural curly hair from someone who has hair that is looser than mine or way tighter than mine. It just doesn't make tons and tons of sense, especially if it's a tutorial. It's one thing if it's just a style, because you can recreate any style, but tutorials I just try to have a little more discernment with. But also even makeup pens, I do think that makeup, especially if you have an eye for makeup, skin tone and stuff doesn't matter, but eye shape and brows do. and face shape. I look more so at that. Like if the girl doesn't have like deep set almond eyes, it's fine, I can still recreate it. But I have to make sure that there are enough pins in there of people who look like me, regardless of skin tone or not, especially if it's just an eye look. But you know what I mean? It's like some things just work better on other people, or even like tons of pens with people with fake lips. It's just like I don't have fake lips, so I don't really need, you know, it's not even that you don't need to, but it's sometimes it's like, this looks good because of your lips. Like honestly, like this looks good because it's like, it just isn't gonna be the same. It's like it's gonna hit a little different. If you are trying to grow out your hair or embrace your natural texture, leave the straight hair pins alone. Y'all, if I see too many pins with that bust down middle part, I am going straight to my bro. It's just like, there's nothing that will get me to put heat on my hair faster than a bust down middle part. Like I swear to God, or that like, oh, that like sick little like a medium bob. Oh, that with the swish to it, like nothing will get me to ruin my hair faster. Like, oh my God. So if you are going for a specific hair goal, if you know like, hey, my hair is damaged, I need to put the straightener down for a while, don't touch those pins. Don't touch those pins. And even dyeing my hair, I've thought about dyeing my hair so many times. I was like, oh my God, I want to be a caramel cutie, whatever. Don't do it. Don't do it. Because you know, like I know deep in my heart, I love having like dark black hair. I love it. So don't. Like I've had to stop. Like just don't do it. This is like a different type of tangent. It's not even a tangent. It's just like, this is just like real life and how I feel about like what has happened on the internet somewhat. I don't even know if it's recently. I kind of think it's old. I think it's outdated to have one aesthetic. Like I thought we all kind of agreed that that's not out of date. If that's who you are, that's who you are. And some people probably think I have a pretty strict aesthetic too, so it is what it is. But I don't believe in having one vibe, and I think Pinterest is the best way to explore all of your vibes. And there should be no limitation there. But I have some strong motifs. That is what I personally call them. I call them a motif. These are going to be more so all of the different vibes that you embody or want to embody. So these are like your highest self. This is you at your most, like, there's no limitations with your motifs. So my motifs board has 90s sitcom baddie, ultra femme, like ultra femme, sculptural, futuristic, and classic beauty exaggerated. Those are the things that make my heart like absolutely sing. Those are things that like I've always liked, I've always gravitated to, and I think will always be a part of how I express myself. They just are. I think it's really cool to classify them because sometimes I feel like we have a hard time being able to put into words what we are going for. And what I include in these motifs, they're not just clothes. So these motifs also include the hair, the makeup. So for example, 90s sitcom baddie is going to have a lot of that blowout, that fluffy blowout look, side parts and things like that. It's just like that. It's very, very specific look, and I like to save it all together. It just flows for me. I don't know, it's just so much easier. And I also like this specifically for events. So I would say my day-to-day is my day-to-day. Like I'm not like my friend Lauren said about, she's like, you definitely have like a uniform. Like you're not wearing the same thing, but you have a uniform. And I'm like, that is so true. I know what I like from day to day. I know my casual wear. I would say I have that down pat. Like it just is what it is. It's who I am. But events, baby, like when you need to put that shit on, and you know what I'm talking about. I'm talking about weddings. I'm talking about vacations, which also I do have a vacation mood board. I highly recommend making like a winter and like beach vacation mood board because it makes life so much easier. Like don't put those pens in one pen. It's crazy. That's just makes packing so much harder. Having it all together for events, like that's when you get to really go a little above and beyond your usuals. So I think that's where I first go. Like, F the day of the week board, F my usual dress clothing board. Like, no, I need a vibe, because for events, that's what it should be. An event should be, look, I'm getting so like, I'm getting so excited because I don't know, I love a story. That's the thing. For times when you need to tell a story with your look, with your style, when you want to embody something, when you want to give off something, definitely go to your motif board or your vibe board, whatever you want to call it, because there's something about like when you have that time to really put a look together, when you have 2 weeks to look for a dress, for a birthday, for whatever, like you just, to pull off a freaking look, like a look, there's something very satisfying about it. And if it's a goal of yours to pull off more of these, like that is who I am. Like this is a section of my personality I haven't been able to quite show to people. Organize it, like pin it. It genuinely thrills me to feel like it's like pulling a rabbit out of a hat, is to just have it there for yourself to reference back to and to just kill. Like, you know what I mean? It's like, it just gives you a moment of like, okay, it's all lined up. The pins are lined up. I just have to knock them down. So, but when you're like, when you hesitate and you don't have the time to plan it, or you just never, you get stuck into a trend. God, remember that year? Remember that year when everyone was wearing the Paris Hilton birthday dress, like from her 21st birthday or something, that like slinky sequin thing. I can't even, dress. It was a dress. Like, that was a cute moment, but let's be honest, it was very overdone. And it was also like someone else's birthday dress from 10 years ago, which like you can pull inspo, like that's the whole point. But I feel like if more people had these distinct parts of their style and personality laid out, that never would have happened. Because like, if you're gonna follow a trend, you're gonna follow a trend, is what it is. But to stand out and not have to try so hard because you already have it laid out for yourself, like why not? Like, there's just so much to it, and you never know when an opportunity will arise to go full force into that. So that's one of my absolute favorite things about Pinterest, is you can really classify all of your vibes and just kind of like have them laying in wait for when you're ready to like really do it to them. Like, it's a good feeling. And also another good tip for really bringing your Pinterest board to reality is notice the patterns. Go back through and notice patterns in everything. Even if let's talk a little more lifestyle and get out of fashion, but like if you're noticing that you're pinning a lot of Pilates, green juice, healthy lifestyle things, then go with that. Don't just pin it, but realize like, oh, there is a pattern, like something in me, and it could even be subconscious. You might not even realize. You might not realize that, oh, I'm pinning this Pilates princess type vibe. Like, you really might not realize you're doing it, but something in you craves it and wants that to, be more so brought out in your actual lifestyle, and be like, oh shoot, wait, should I sign up for a Pilates class? Like, should I go to Pilates? Should I, like, you know what I mean? Like, a lot of these things, I think we get caught up in the idea of like, oh, it's an aesthetic, it's cute. And it's like, because the reason that images resonate with us are never as surface as they might appear. There are so many subliminals to it. There's so many reasons why our brain is turned on by it, and a lot of it is an emotional thing, and it might be something that you are craving in your life of like, I need to move my body more. Why? Well, I'm like, I am on a weird athleisure kick. Why? I don't think it's just because you want more athletic clothes. It's never that simple. It's a little bit deeper. Sometimes you can really look through your Pinterest board, especially when it comes to like quotes. Oh my god. My quotes are really matching up with what is on my mind at the time and what's bothering me, to be honest. So I get annoyed easily by I don't even know how to put this. I'm gonna put this in the nicest way possible. I can be annoyed easily by inauthenticity. I can be annoyed easily by people who do not have a sense of self. And I also get annoyed easily by people who are obviously in a secret competition with me. Like I can come off very ditzy or unaware. And sometimes I do think I do that on purpose because it's a lot easier. And if that's what you expect from me, that's what you're gonna get. But it's like, when, there's some unspoken shit. I will realize that although I'm not talking about it or journaling about it or saying it out loud or to anybody, them quotes in that Pinterest board be screaming that like you have something to get off of your chest. You know what I mean? Like go through the quotes that you're saving, especially go through the quotes that you're like and really it might not even be the ones that you're saving as much as when you go through and it has like more like this. My more like this can go two ways. It'll be very like one that's very like serene, we're detaching, rituals, like routines, Wim Hof breath yogi, like mad, spiritual, cool, substantial things. And then there's another side. There's another side that is so petty. Like it's tweets from like bad gal at 6969. Like I'm not even kidding you. Like so petty. So like this bitch thinks she which is, but it's who you are and it's what you're going through at the moment, so it's okay to embrace it. But sometimes I don't even realize that I'm on a kick until I look at that and I'm like, oh no girl, like we need to journal about it. That's really when I'll realize I'm like, we have to journal about this so you can get this off your chest and out of your psyche, because these aren't even like quotes you would post on your Instagram type thing. So notice the patterns, because frankly I feel like anytime I'm on Pinterest, I mean I'm very satisfied with my life. That's not it, but I do think that Pinterest gives you tons of ideas for your ideal woman, for who you want to be, all the things you want to reflect in your life. And I don't think that's a bad thing, but notice there is a pattern. There is a freaking pattern. Like there might be something unresolved here, and I'm sure there was at a time when I was definitely like pinning a lot of like relationship things as well. If I was unhappy or felt lonely and things like that. Like I'm sure if I really went back, I could pinpoint. I was like, oh, this is before you had friends. Oh, this is when you moved away from your boyfriend. This is what, it's like you can tell when you're going through things, because those are the things that are going to resonate with you at that time. So just be cognizant. Okay, I did my eyeliner. I've just been loving waterline eyeliner lately. I don't know what it is. Actually, I do know what it is. It makes my eyes look smaller. Anyways, but last little practical tip. Like if you're into subliminal messaging, if you're into manifestation and things like that, so if you put your vision board on Pinterest, like make a vision board on Pinterest, but I make it like mad subliminals, like for example, like it'll be like my PayPal or a PayPal account that has $1 million in it, or a bank account that has $50 million in it, like out there. Not even out there, because all attainable. That's like a different type of vision board. Like I mean literally like visualization board. A few locations, but not so much with people in them. I try to keep people out of it. It's like literally like a POV type thing of like, I am looking at my bank account. I am looking at a contract about to be signed. Those are the things that will be on this specific vision board. And then I make it a widget on my home screen. So I have a widget and it just cycles through these photos. So whether I'm paying attention or not, I'm seeing $1 million, 1 million followers, these beautiful like dinners, like $1 million, 1 million followers, and food. but it's like, I can look at this table setting, like, but it's like, from your point of view, I'm sitting at this table, I am clearly, and it's not a big table, it's like 6 or so people, you know what I mean? Like, it's very specific to what I want to see. That is one of the best ways to help yourself visualize. It's like in your face, but not. It's like I'm so used to seeing, I don't even know what it's called, the little notification bubbles from Instagram, like search those as well. Like if you're into content creating, things like that, going, following, whatever, or like the Shopify, your Shopify hitting 1 million or whatever, they have tons of photos like that, and add them. Just add them to this widget and you will be surprised sooner than you realize things will start happening for you. It is insane. Those are my most practical tips when it comes to using Pinterest to your advantage to get you to the reality that you really want. I've noticed such an immense change in myself, my lifestyle, even my wardrobe since implementing these tips. So I hope you guys enjoyed. I will be breaking apart this series as well, a little more granular on my newsletter. So if you want to subscribe, I will leave the link down below. And other than that, if you like this video, leave it a like. If you like me, don't forget to subscribe. If you want to see more of me, you can always check me out on my Instagram and my Pinterest and my TikTok. They are all yvannagilliam. And I hope this video found you in the best place possible, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.